Hello, hello, hello. We are live. We are live for the sixth
Evening, people.
Keep It Metal, and basically we're still waiting for Trev. Even though technically Trev came before Johnny, but something happened with his connection, and now it's just me and Johnny. So we stalled a couple of minutes to see if he would turn up. He hasn't turned up as of yet. But we thought let's just start, and he'll join us.
Yep. So, do we want to just go through what we've been listening to recently while we wait for the big lad?
Yeah, we can do that.
Cool. Do you want to start?
And then he's here. He's here now. He's here now.
No. It can't
be. Oh, fuck. What a disaster.
What happened there?
Holy fuck. Oh, my camera decided to go fucking mental. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I won't be doing that trick anytime soon. Because I have this stupid little thing. Okay, so I guess I'm going to be freezing now, and I don't know why. That's a fun, exciting fucking thing. Great. And there we go again.
We can hear you at least.
I can see this phone is going to piss me right the fuck off tonight. Well, I guess that's good for now.
You're having it's your turn to get the
I don't even get
that Marty usually has.
Well, I had it last time.
But I don't even understand, like, why is my, like... Oh my god, this is so stupid.
Aren't you using the, haven't you got a
laptop? Yeah, whatever it is...
Webcam?
Whatever it is, I'm using the link you gave me, but whatever it is my camera's acting like an idiot tonight, I think. That's not helping me at all.
Okay.
Like, I can't even, like, if I just go to my camera, the actual function itself, it won't even turn it around for me. Like, normally you can swap the viewing. It won't do that. So, I don't know if it's my phone acting stupid, which it probably is. Yeah, I guess you're only going to get the audio tonight, not my face. Because, yeah, stupid. Yeah. Oh well, fuck it. I don't care.
That's a shame.
So are we good? Well, if it might sort itself out, you never know. Technology's weird like that.
No, you're not kidding.
So we want to.
Yeah.
What do you want to do first, then, Josh?
We can do what we've been listening to first, because we were going to do that while we were waiting for you, Trev. So we can do that to start with, I guess.
Cool.
Johnny, do you wanna go first?
Yeah, can do.
Cool.
I've been giving these a blast because obviously I went to see Frozen Soul. Was it last week? Week before? I can't remember. I'm getting old. I can't remember shit. So I've been listening to Crypt of Ice and Glacial Domination, which are obviously awesome bolt thrower worship from the Texas guys. I was blasting this a lot. The Fugitive. God, glare this shite tonight. Yeah. I've been listening to The Fugitive. Oh, is that better? Yeah, that's a bit better. There we go. Simply, obviously, it's guys from Power Trip with a new singer. And it's been announced that Power Trip are back. So I've been listening to Manifest Decimation, which is the first album, I believe, back in 2013, I think. Absolute beast of an album. We love a bit of Power Trip. And the singer from Fugitive is now singing with Power Trip, which I think everybody wanted, to be honest. I've been blasting some Edge of Sanity. And I bought this a while ago off Metal Mickey. Been giving it a good play. Bit of a death metal. Watched a live stream with Hamish from Godthrim, which is the band that Chris from Green Saber now plays guitar with. So I did have this album, came out last year, Distortions from Godthrim. Awesome cover. I said Chris now plays guitar with them. I said Jeff over the Gasmasters and Hand Grenades did an interview with Hamish from Godthrim, who obviously used to be in My Dying Bride. So this is a beast of an album. I only had it on CD when it first came out, so I picked up the vinyl. So I've been giving it a blast. He was also Hamish was also in this band, Val and Fire. I picked this up off Jurgen last year, so I'm giving this a blast. This is grindy, punky death metal with a little bit of death doom in, as well as having Hamish. It's also got what's his face from Paradise Lost. I can't remember the guy's name. No, it's gone. It'll come back to me. So I've been giving that a blast. What else? Oh yeah, listening to some classic hard rock. A bit of Those Tattoo, Australian, second best band out of Australia after AC/DC. Excellent stuff. It's like I think it's the first album or the best of, one of the two. Also, after showing this, I thought I'd give this a blast, which is quite good. I quite like early Anthrax. So, yeah, you did. You like Roger. It was really good. It was really interesting shit. So, yeah, I've been listening to you. Oh, I listened to Girl School Hit and Run. Because I know the Beast is a big fan. When I was doing his, I had that in the background when I was doing his 200 subscribers contest, which was a fucking bitch to do. What else have I been listening to? Oh, I've been listening to a bit of Carcass because I had this out because I've got it on vinyl, but this is an OG CD, which Mark G with a C sorted me out in the trade. I've been listening to the Closed Blood EP as well, demo 2024, 2 tracks. Obviously, I'll make Chris on guitar and vocals. Excellent stuff, even though it's a horrible demo-y bloody thingy case. Yeah, it's about all I've been listening to. Well, I've not been listening to fucking tons of shit, but that's all I could have been bothered picking out in the last 5 minutes before this went live because I'm a lazy bastard. So there you go. That's me done anyway. What have you been listening to, Josh?
I've been listening to a bit of all sorts. To be honest, I haven't been listening to too much new stuff. I've been kind of going back and listening to some older stuff that I haven't listened to for a while. So to start off with, because I'm going to see them in July, which is really awesome. Some AC/DC. I'll do the solo layout soon. Yeah. So yeah, Let There Be Rock, which is my favourite of the AC/DC stuff. And Highway to Hell.
Excellent. Did you say you managed to get tickets, Josh?
Yeah, I did in the end.
Excellent. Nice one.
At first, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get tickets because the whole Ticketmaster thing went a bit mad. I think because so many people were trying to get tickets. Because I still think it's a bit weird that they're only doing 2 shows in the UK, which is a bit,
Yeah.
I don't think that's right, really. I think they should have They should have done one at least in Scotland, but you know.
That's it. I must admit, I did get offered tickets. Who was it? I think it was Dave Cavernous Carnage sent me a message saying it was mate had bought 4 tickets, and he had a couple for sale. And me and the missus were very tempted, but obviously for us it would be going down to getting the train or driving down to London and getting, staying overnight and that sort of thing. And it was just, I think was it in June? Because we got like 3 or 4 gigs in June anyway. I've got that Fortress Black Metal Festival start of June, and then we got a couple of other gigs that we're going to together. So it's like it's going to be a bit much. So I didn't bother in the end.
Yeah, I think it's all around there. I think it's about July. It might even be early July. I think ours is 7th of July. But they're doing 2 dates at Wembley.
Right.
Yeah. Mickey, it's Mickey's birthday today.
Happy birthday, dude.
Mickey's birthday today, so happy birthday to Mickey. Yeah. Just having a look. Roger. The 2 best AC/DC. Yeah. You know what? I'm not actually. Honestly, I think this one's better than Highway to Hell. And I recently picked this one up, actually, so I'm going to do a CD update. I'm not going to show too much of what I've recently picked up because I want to do a CD update not long after this stream. So in the next couple of weeks, I'll probably be talking about this one a bit more. Also, I don't know, well, quite a lot of people will know the George's contest that was going on, and I somehow managed to win that. I don't know how, but I seem to be on a bit of a winning streak with these contests at the minute. And he sent me a couple of Bolt Thrower albums. So he sent me this one for victory.
Cool.
Which I've got to be honest, might be one of my favorite Bolt Thrower albums. I don't know why, but I thought it was really cool.
I know a lot of people do like it. Yeah, there's a lot. I'm sure Necrotic Nick from Thralls of Metal, when they did a Bolt Thrower ranking, I'm sure For Victory was their number 1. So you're not the one of the weird ones. A lot of people do like it. So I don't.
Cool.
But
That's fair enough. I don't know. There's just something about that. There's just something about it that I thought, you know what, this is actually really good. I don't know. Maybe it was because it was a bit more groovier than
probably
the others. And
it's not as grindy as the original, as the earlier ones. That it hasn't quite got. It's moved away from the punkier edge, hasn't it? It is more death metal. It's got more of a groove.
And even Carl Willits sounds more. You can kind of hear him better. Let's say.
Yeah. It's not clouding as much as he.
Yeah. And then that kind of got me, because I got that and listened to it. That kind of got me wanting to listen to the other Bolt Thrower albums that I've got. So I listened to Fourth Crusade.
Yeah.
And War Master, which is the first one I got from Simon. He sent me that, and that got me on the Bolt Thrower.
Good shout.
Trev's not having a good time. Trev's not having a good time.
He's the new Marty at the moment, isn't he?
Well, I mean, it was me last time. I had a complete disaster with it last time. Marty's was before. So Johnny, it'll be you next.
Oh, now you tell me.
It's not even my audio, because I know you can hear me. It's the fucking camera's retarded.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's obviously, as you say, it's your camera on your phone's just decided to stop working.
Which is not going to be good because I'm going to have a major fucking problem because I literally just got this phone back in November. And if the phone's fucked already, well, I'm going to have a massive, massive problem.
Could be the software. Could it be the software that just need an update or something? Quite often they just might need an update.
Well, there is an update. There is an update schedule, but I don't think that would actually affect it because my phone worked earlier. Worked yesterday.
It could be. As I said, it's you know what they're like, these bloody phone companies, whether it be Apple or Android, they all want you to update to the latest version, and occasionally things just stop fucking working. That's why the battery life decides to go down and down and down on them.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, since we can hear you, what you been listening to, mate?
Well, mostly that new Judas Priest single. That's unfucking believable. And just kind of going over different stuff. I started listening to The Devil You Know by Heaven and Hell just to kind of go back and revisit that because it's been a while since I heard it. And just my regular shit. Plus a couple of things I've been kind of getting ready for review. Be next week, I think, or something like that. But
don't suppose your churchy missus turned up, has it, mate?
Fuck no! They haven't even messaged me. So I was just like, well, I guess I'm not getting that anytime soon.
I hope you haven't paid up front.
No. I said, because I asked them, I said, do you want me to pay up front? And they said, no. They said, just pay for it when it gets here. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Oh, well. What do we do? So what do we think, Josh? What are we jumping into first?
I think we should do Slayer first, or Kerry King, or Slayer, or whatever the fuck's happening. Myself, but you're the main man, Josh. You tell us what.
Yeah, we can do. Well, I actually had just a couple more spins to show, if that's okay. We do that
Fire
first.
Away.
Well, I did my contest entry for Dave, and I showed the Pantera albums, and since I did that video, I kind of wanted to listen to Great Southern Trendkill again, so I listened to that again, and that's pretty cool. And then another album that I've not listened to for a while, Silence in the Snow by Trivium. It's a bit of more of a newer one, not their best, probably their weakest really, but still a decent one. That's all because of another thing. I think it was George G did a snowy based wintry kind of video where he talked about songs and albums with a wintry sort of feel, and that just came to my mind straight away basically, and then since then I kind of wanted to listen to it again. And then lastly, what I've been listening to recently, because a couple of days ago you might have seen, because I did a post on my community tab, I shared the post that Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine are going to be next year touring the UK for the 20th anniversary of the Ascendancy and the Poison albums. And that got me so excited for it that I had to go and listen to them again. So I've been listening to them over the last couple of days again. So yeah, awesome. I'm looking forward to that as well. It's going to be awesome. I know it's not going to be anyone here who's going to really give a crap, but for me, that's like the equivalent of, say, Metallica and Megadeth doing Peace Cells and Master of Puppets for the 20th anniversary on the same tour. You know, even though that would have been cool to see as well, but for me, that's like the equivalent. So yeah, let's now let's get into the first real topic. And firstly, well, initially we were only going to talk about the new Kerry King single, and then from there, just a lot of crazy stuff basically happened between Kerry King and he said some weird stuff about his former bandmates. And then a couple of days ago, it was announced that Slayer were going to reunite for some festivals in America.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all happened at the right time for us to dissect and talk about it all. But firstly, should we just give our thoughts on Kerry King's new single, Idle Hands? Should I start?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Since you're the
boss.
hostess with the mostest.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll just quickly give my thoughts on the single. At first, when I heard it, I was like, I wasn't completely sold on it. Let's say, I thought it was all right, but I don't know. Something just felt a little off. But the more I heard it, the more I actually liked it, and now I'm in a position where I can listen to it and enjoy it. It's nothing like spectacular, it's nothing that completely blows you away, but it just does what you kind of expect it to, in a way. It's a Kerry King style song that he would have wrote for, Slayer. Definitely is of the vein of Repentless. To me, it sounds very similar to Repentless. And for that reason, it hasn't disappointed me really, because I kind of knew what it was going to be, and it is what it is. I think the lineup he's got is really awesome, especially with Marcos Agueda on the vocal, because I really like his vocals in Death Angel. I think he's a great vocalist, and to be fair, for some of his when he screams, it kind of sounds a little bit like Tom in areas. I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, getting him is a winner for me. Nice that he got Phil DeMel to be the other guitarist. He does a pretty nice solo, and Paul Bostaff as well. I can't remember the guy on the bass. I know he's the bass player for Hell Yeah. I've not really listened to Hell Yeah, but I know that Vinnie Paul was in that band. So yeah, it hasn't really blown me away, but I am excited to, I'm interested to hear what the rest of the album has got to offer, and that's my not so brief thoughts. Who's next?
I don't mind going
Johnny?
next.
Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Average at best for me. I've tried. I was lucky to go and see Slayer on the final tour, with Anthrax, Lamb of God, Obituary, and they were really good. It was awesome. It was final Slayer. It was the business. Love Slayer. I quite like the Pentless. It's obviously not their classic stuff like any of the new one, but it sounds like an off take from the Pentless. For me, it's not crap. It's just there. I listened to it a couple of times, and I couldn't tell you how it goes. And if you put on a track from the Pentless and a track from that, I probably wouldn't know the difference, to be honest. My brain just kind of fuzzed out, and I tried to listen to it 3 or 4 times, and it finished now. And oh, is it finished? There was nothing special about it. It didn't blow me away. I wasn't sure what I expected, to be honest, Josh. You said it's what you thought it was going to be. I honestly thought he was going to try something properly different, to say this is this thing, not Slayer, with a different fucking singer, and that's all it is. But for me, because it's not got Tom on it, it's not Slayer, so it's not as good as Slayer for me personally. It's like a lot of people, as soon as you took Ozzy out of Black Sabbath, people were interested. It's like, well, for me, I prefer Dio with Sabbath, but I still love the Ozzy stuff, so I like the both. But there are people out there that aren't interested in Dio and say he is not And I think it's the same with Slayer. I know he's not calling it KK Slayer, luckily. But
Jesus.
it's just, I don't know. It's just there. I find it odd when other members of bands go solo and they just sound like the rest of the other band. It's like, well, the whole idea of doing a solo career is you want to surely play shit that sounds fucking different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I won't be in. I won't bother buying the album. I'm not interested if he tours. I won't bother going to see him. As far as I'm concerned, I saw Slayer on the Rain in Blood tour. Saw them on the last tour. Job done. So Kerry King doesn't interest me, to be honest. And it was Hanneman was always the main man for guitars anyway. So yeah, Roger knows. You know the score, Roger. So yeah, I'm not that fussed, if I'm honest. It wasn't the worst thing ever until I saw the album cover, but we'll get onto that later. But yeah, it's just not for me. As I said, I won't be interested in the album. I won't even listen to it, stream it online, listen to it on YouTube. Don't care. So
that's all pretty much my same sort of sentiments. The fact that he went out and said, yeah, it's going to be Slayer 2.0, it's like, well, yeah, the riffs, barely. Here's the thing is like there was a lot of discourse online, and people are just like, well, it's just shit. It's like, why would he start a new band and basically say it's Slayer 2.0, and then we get that, but we get probably some of the best backing members that he could find in Kyle Sanders on bass, Troy's brother, beautiful decision there. Phil Demo, Mark Osagata, which to me is amazing. Too much like Tom, I think he needs to settle the fuck down and go back and just do what he's good at.
True.
If I want that, I'm gonna put on a Slayer record, as I'm sure John will, because I want to hear Tom. And of course, now that this Slayer thing is going on, you get these two Slayer shows, and of course, everybody's all up in arms and pissed off because they bought tickets to apparently these last shows, and well, now they're gonna come out of retirement. It's like, no, you dumb shits, they're only doing 2 fucking shows. Settle your ass down. Well, we're gonna get Kerry again. It's like, nobody gives a fuck about Slayer outside of Dave Lombardo, Jeff Hanneman, and Tom Araya. Anybody else in the chat can if you guys can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Tell me I'm full of shit. Tell me I'm full of shit when people say, "Oh, I'm going to go see Slayer," and I care only about Kerry King. No, because everybody wanted to see Jeff. Johnny saw probably the best iteration of that band when he saw them on the fucking Rain and Blood tour. Wow, congrats, big man. I managed to catch Slayer with Dave Lombardo twice, and Jeff, and Tom, and Kerry. I'm a Tom guy. I've been a Tom guy for fucking forever since I've been listening to this band. Tom is the reason why I would ever consider going to see Slayer again. Obviously, I'm not going to travel to the States because, well, money. Kerry's an idiot. He shot his fucking mouth off, and I've got no interest outside of this single like John. I could not give a flying shit. Outside of that, he's got great backing. He picked great people to be in the band, but fuck him.
I think I would have given him more kudos if he'd done something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
If he'd even done a groove metal album or just something totally different, maybe tried to do death metal or, in a totally different record that didn't just sound like Slayer. It's like, what's the point? For me, anyway, that's all I did. If you've got your own thing, then you do something totally different. I just don't get it. Yeah. If you want Slayer, you'll listen to Slayer.
What I think is funny is that little article thing that come out about Kerry apparently not knowing that the Slayer shows were happening. I don't know if I buy that so much because I don't know the source. It was like Metal Mayhem something, and I'm like, okay, well, is it a legit thing? Like, did they just basically say, fuck you, Tom, we're just not, or fuck you, Kerry, we're just gonna get a couple new guys and call it a day, or like play the shows and that's it without him, or what? Like, I mean, that would be ballsy, and I would absolutely be laughing my head off. But
I think, for me, my opinion is I believe he knew all about it, but it's just him being Kerry King. He's just deciding to make something about it, so people are still talking about him.
yeah,
I think all the negative stuff that he may have heard online about his song, and I know a lot of people are saying, yeah, but it gets more views than this, that, and the other. Yeah, it does. I'm sure it will get tons of views because people are interested and they want to know what it sounds like. But I think it got quite a lot of negative, or not negative. It just didn't get as much positive reaction as I think he thought he would do. So for me, I think it's him that's almost said, listen, guys, I'm going to say I didn't know anything about this just to drum up more interest. And I think it's just him wanting the hype and wanting everything to be about him. I think. I just think it's Kerry being Kerry King, just being
And
an
that-
arsehole. And so, yeah, for me.
that makes sense. No, that makes sense to me, Joe. 100%.
As I said, I don't know. What do you think, Josh? What do you think about the Slayer thing?
About the Slayer thing.
Yeah.
Well, if Slayer did return, I mean, I got to see them in 2018 on their farewell tour, and that at the time, obviously, because they were retiring, I thought this is my one and only opportunity of seeing Slayer live. And even like when they retired, and they always used to come out and say, "Oh, that's it, Slayer's done. Nah, we're still done. Like we're never going to come back and play again." And then, the years go by. You see Kerry King come back, do this solo thing, and then you see what he says about his former bandmates, which, well, I'm sure we'll get into a little bit, in a bit. You just kind of think, well, how can Slayer come back when he's that distant from those people? I don't know. It's weird, to be honest. When I saw it, I kind of didn't believe it when I first saw it, because I thought, no, there's no way they're coming back together unless, and a lot of people have said it's because of the money, because they know that they can, get a massive money spinner out of this. The fact that Slayer returned after they said that they never would after retiring, it's, it does kind of make you think, like, I wonder if they're really that bored, or they're just thinking, you know what, we can make a massive amount of money on this.
Yeah, it's money. It will be money. There's nothing else. Because if Kerry is going to be touring with his band and that sort of thing, why else would Slayer come back? If he said he's, in all the interviews that he did say beforehand when his project was coming out, that he was looking forward to a new start and a new band and a new this, that, and the other. The only reason that Slayer will come back, if he knew about it, one is to promote his solo stuff, and two is for the money. And I think it's a bit of both.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. And on his comments, because we can kind of go into that a little bit. Like, for me, they at the time before the Slayer thing come out, I thought that they kind of come across as a bit petty, and like, even when he was in Slayer, he never used to. I mean, to be fair, he did front a lot of the interviews, but it always used to be him or Tom. It never used to be just Kerry King on his own. And I think this is probably why he'd never fronted a lot of interviews, because he just says a lot of weird stuff. Like what he said about Dave Lombardo. Oh, yeah, gotta be. I mean, I know that Dave Lombardo and the rest of the band, had a lot of money stuff happen in the past. But
As always.
yeah, a lot of money issues and stuff like that. But the fact that Kerry King come out and said that Dave Lombardo is dead to him, that's just a bit not necessary, really, is it? And then
No.
what he was, yeah, go on.
No, you go ahead, bud. You're good.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna finish off about what he said about Tom Araya, saying that they hadn't spoken since they played their last show, which was weird. And then the even weirder thing after that was the whole thing where he come out and said that he'd been playing all the bass on the album since like 1996 or something ridiculous.
The 90s.
I just thought, what? No, that just seems a bit unfair, to be honest, because it's like, you know, I don't know, like you can kind of tell that him and Tom Araya probably weren't the best of friends, because you can see that their personalities are so different to each other. You know, Kerry King's like the hard guy, just sort of sits there like that, and Tom Araya is like he's like the cool uncle everyone wants. he just gives that kind of vibe to me. You know, he's always laughing and joking, smiling, which is like a completely different sort of thing. So it kind of, that doesn't surprise me that they wouldn't have got on very well. And you know, that's the thing. Like I was thinking, like, why on earth would you want to say anything really bad against someone who's genuinely a really nice person? You know, I just thought it was really bad
because
and
Kerry's an asshole.
Yeah, I think, tell you what, it reminds me a lot of Guns N' Roses with Slash
God.
and Axl, with Slash
Mhm.
being the cool one and Axl being an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
It's guitarists and singers. What can you say?
yeah, I know.
Dickheads. Yeah, it's goofy as shit. I don't get it, man. Do not get it. But yeah. Well, now what? Where do we want to go to next, Josh?
I'll just go through a couple of these comments to start with before we move on. Slayer is the yep.
Yeah,
Someone
Slayer is
said that.
Kim.
Yeah, Slayer.
I mean,
Slayer have just become Kiss.
I think we can. I think we can call them like Kiss or Motley if they go on a full run. Just based on the fact that,
Yeah,
you know, right now it's just 2 shows. If it's any more than that and it starts booking up a lot of dates, then we can call them the new crew Kiss, and then I just won't care. I know I have the old shit I can listen to, and that'll be good. But yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do a new album. Let's put it that way.
Oh.
I don't think there will be a new Slayer album. Just the same as there
I-
wasn't a new Kiss album, and I presume there won't be a new Motley Crue album either. I don't think they've got enough to do an album, to get in the studio and do that sort of shit. But as you say, live stuff, especially festivals, you just got to turn up. You can do it, you know, like bloody Axl Rose does anyway. He'll turn up by himself. They'll be in separate bloody trailers or whatever. They'll turn up, do the show, and bugger off. They don't speak to each other, do they? So I think the festival thing's probably the best option, and they do get a shit ton of moolah. So I'm sure they'll be well happy with that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Yeah. Kerry used.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Right. Shall we move on to the next thing we're going to talk about?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So shall we We've had one crazy discussion. Shall we have another one about AI art?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean, yeah, it means that we're in the ranty discussion kind of mood. Let's go for it. Who wants to start on
That's
this?
Trevor's territory. Go on, Trev. You go first, mate.
Okay. So as I sent you guys in the email, that whole thing about pestilence.
Yeah.
And this, I don't know if that's them redoing the Consuming Impulse album cover. I think that might be a new album art. I don't know, Josh, if there's some way you can like put it up on screen. Maybe I mean, if you can, that'd be cool. If not, well, shit.
I'll see if I can.
AI album art. Well, to continue on, I guess, with Kerry King, that cocksucker's already started it. And that's bullshit, because you mean to tell me you don't have the money from Slayer to be able to pay for an artist? Cheap fuck. DSI doing it, that's a bit disturbing, considering that they've always had, even if it's goofy art, they've had decent album covers as a whole. And now Pestilence is trying to say that, Consuming Pulse album cover is not better than this new Fandangled thing. Well, we got to be on with the technology. What? What are you fucking talking about, you assholes? Like, I don't get this whole thing about AI and people being so obsessed with it to the point where they have to have it on their album covers. That's the worst. Jesus, where's Dave when we need him? I may have frozen time, but that's okay. What is it here? It's just, we're going to start doing this, and artists are going to start suffering big time. It's a joke. And the other thing too is, like, when you can go online and you can Google art or album covers, and then it's got like someone's name attached to it in like the watermark, and they're not getting paid for it. Like, no one's getting paid for it because everybody's just going to do AI for whatever reason because they think it's smart. How many bands, especially in the indies, are going to start using AI to cheap out and not pay artists? Because if everybody's asking me and the boys in the band, like, if we're saying, hey, we want you to support us, we want you to pay for our stuff, but we're not going to go out and get an artist to do the album covers. We're just going to get some fucking computer we're going to type it into an AI program and give us a new cover. Hey, look at this, isn't it great? And people are going to be like, no, it sucks. Put some time into it. Like, it's bullshit. I don't get it. And the other thing is unleash the archers. So these dickheads are going out and doing a brand new album, and it's a concept record about AI. Funny. Not only are they doing an album, a conceptual album about AI, they actually got AI to write some of the lyrics for them. What? I mean, yes, I get the whole point that it's a concept about AI. Write it yourself. So you just decide, oh, let's get a fucking AI program. We're going to type it in. It's like, here, la, 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 and it's going to spit out some lyrics, and then they actually recorded the fucking things. What? Why? It's lazy. AI is eventually, probably at some point, going to take over the music industry, and it's going to fuck it over completely. That is definitely not AI. That is, well, no. if that's AI, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, I've made a bit of a hold up there. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Probably just testing it out. Probably haven't done well.
Yeah,
looking at the by the way, the Pestilence thing. I'm just on their Facebook page now.
Yes,
it's like 2 days ago they put it out. It's a like a best of, basically.
Okay.
They've recorded 12 tracks from their career.
Yeah,
and that's what it is. And it says the cover artwork was created by Peter Succi, whoever that is.
Yeah.
But obviously, as you say, he created it. He didn't draw it. He didn't, he just whacked a load of things into the keyboard, into a AI, and that he brought that out. So yeah, but yeah, it's a best of. It's not actually the first album again. It's not Consuming Impulse. It's not a
not a new record. Okay,
but what they did is, because everybody was slagging it off, it was Pestilence themselves. 2 days after they'd showed the album cover, they put the two of them side by side and said, "How is the second cover way better than the first one? Please explain." The AI is everywhere. Are we so caught up in the past that we do not embrace technology? Is recording with tape better than digital? Is taking a Polaroid picture better than the newest tech phone? It's still about the music and lyrics, and that's real. Well, obviously, you've been found out, haven't you? I think metal is one of the only types of music that people actually go that have top 10 favorite album covers because of the art. Other techno and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, you can use your AI bullshit, but metalheads prefer a painting or something decent that's been created by someone. Let's face it, people like Mark Liddy could be out of a job. And so many other, the artists that do all these iconic metal album covers. You don't get that in other genres. And any metal musician that says AI is better than using a proper artist is not a proper metalhead themselves. Obviously, they don't get it. Or am I wrong?
No.
Tell me about that, but that's how I see it.
No, but you're absolutely not wrong, because 90% of what you did back in the day, or even 100% what you did back in the day and still do to this day, and the same with me, you go out and you see a fucking album cover and you're like, oh, what is this? I want to listen to it right now. Let me buy it. Let me spend all my hard-earned money and take it home, put it on the turntable, and call it, and call it a fucking day. Dan Seagrave. We're gonna literally sit here and piss on every single fucking thing that man's done. Left Hand Path. If it, literally everybody's like their reaction is just like, what? Okay, who's this fucking guy? And then you read into him, and then you read into all the intricacies that album was. I don't listen to Left Hand Path on my vinyl. I just take it down and I look at the album cover, and I'm like, huh? Like I get stupid, because it's the whole part of the fucking thing. Death. You get scream, bloody gore, and you got the goofy Sabotage by Black Sabbath album cover where they're all in tight pants and you can see Bill Ward's cock and balls, and because things. Look at Dio. Look at Dio, for fuck's sakes. Holy Diver, Sacred Heart, all this shit. And it's like, oh, well, we're just going to be lazy and get a fucking computer to do it.
That's not replacing technology, is it, though? That's, as you say, that's just being lazy. That's getting a computer to design artwork when there are artworks. I don't mind if there's not people that can produce artworks better than that, but there are. That's the bottom line. You only do something like that if you feel it's better than all the other crap they were talking about, all the different recording technology and picture. Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, there's an alternative. There are people that can actually they can still do digital artwork, but they're still doing that themselves. They're having ideas, their own ideas. They're not just typing in death metal band into a computer and it'll bring up, a load of bollocks like that. There's you want people to have ideas, and it's taking the ideas away from people. It's taking jobs away from people. It's all part of the thing. It's artwork.
Oh, here it is.
There you go. That's the thing.
Took me about 10 minutes, but I've done it.
Got there in the end.
It's like the Afterbirth guys say. Dude is literally asking how the classic album art of an undisputed masterclass death thrash album is better than an AI generated nonsense. Mr. Mameli, I have a nice bottle of snake oil that cures every ailment. I like to sell you. Oh Jesus, fucking gold! Like, why?
It beggars belief, doesn't it? Mad.
And I guarantee you, if Martin Van Drunen was to see this, he's probably sitting there going, "The fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Like I saw him watch I watched him unbox the Necroceros record when it came out, and he's like staring at the album cover. He's like, oh, you can hear like little grunts and groans. I'm like, oh, sounds like Martin's having a bit of a moment over there. But I don't blame him because that thing rules. But yeah, it's just fucking madness.
Yeah, talking of which, Lodge's got a good point. Have you guys seen the Deicide one?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
garbage.
And
Yeah.
but there's people trying to defend it, going, yeah. I'm sure perhaps Glenn didn't know about it. Hang on a minute, the dude actually, whoever's created AI's created that, has put an upside down cross on the demon's head. They knew Glenn Benton. There's no way he wouldn't know about that. He wouldn't. He's got too much control in that band to not.
Oh, guaranteed.
What the cover was going to look like. He's gone. Is this going to cost us less? Yeah, fuck it, we'll go with it. And that's the thing. And the more bigger bands that do this, the more the smaller bands will go, well, if they can do it, why can't we?
I hope not. Holy shit. Because then nobody's going to take us serious. And I say us because it's fucking true. Like,
there's got to be a king. I just hope so.
I mean, I had to laugh because I sent our guitar player. If you guys are in the chat, if you guys can see basically in the chat, that's Andrew. That's actually the band's bass player. And I literally sat there and said to our guitar player yesterday, I'm like, I swear to fuck, if you ever try to pull a fast move and put AI art for an album cover, I'm fucking quitting the band. And he responds with a bunch of laughing emojis. He's like, well, that's not necessarily my plan. He's like, he's like, if we find an image that looks like that, which I found an image that would look cool for the EP. I'm like, something like this, but have someone real do it, and we pay them for it.
Yeah,
because there are decent pictures out there that you can find online, but it's like, okay, let's have that as the basis, but have someone actually physically draw it or physically do it on the computer, not through AI.
There's tons of artists out there and art students and whatever else. They haven't gone away, and you know, album covers is a perfect way for them to get some money, you know, and it's just If I was this type of person to have a Trevor Hickey dance, I probably would do, but I'm not. But it's not.
You
good.
should.
No, I'm too chilled for that.
Yeah, I suppose. You've got far more patience than I do. And speaking of album art, I'm just looking at Sabbath's first record, and we all know the picture. It's in the UK or in England. It's just woman dressed warmly because it looks like it's fall, in front of this old mill-looking thing, and she's just standing there, like la la la, not a big deal. Snap a picture, send it to the band. Boom, fucking, what the fuck is this? You know, that stands before me. Ha 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 ha. That was terrible, but whatever. And like, just fucking effort. You know, everybody wants all these indie bands like us schmucks to sit here and put in an effort, and yet no one else. All the big bands can do it because they're trying to save money, which I get because, you know, post 2020, everything's been a goddamn nightmare dollar-wise. There he is, you man. What a gem. God bless your soul. Maybe Lenny. Yeah. Yeah, even Andrew just said, I've put out albums and paid artists before and don't regret the expense. Fuck.
Yeah.
See? I mean, mind you, he's been putting out records since 1905 because he's about that age. Sorry, buddy. He's gonna turn his new bass amp up now, and he's gonna drown us all out because he can.
See what Simon's put.
Yeah, I would think. Listen, you. What a guy. The attitude and disrespect on Simon today. All right.
Yeah, he's quite the strain, isn't he? To be fair,
he is. Josh, do you have any thought processes or thoughts on this nonsense or what?
Yeah, you get more to your next single for while you're in the garage. Your next solo project?
Yeah, no. I'm not going to use AI art for any of my projects. No, I
Good
don't.
boy.
You know,
We're really proud of you on that, Josh.
awesome. Yeah. No, the thing with AI art, like sometimes not in a musical sense, but just in general, some AI art can look cool. But in terms of AI art on album covers, especially the Deicide and that Pestilence one, I don't actually think it looks good. You know, I don't think it's actually good. I don't like it, and I don't like the fact that bands are starting to do this because it comes across as cheap and lazy. That's the way I can describe it. However, I don't want to come across as a hypocrite here because my friend's band Meliorism, which we have actually talked about one of their singles on here at one point. They actually used AI art for their single covers, but obviously that's not an album. They've just released singles, and for each single they have used AI art. And you know, to be fair, it looks pretty good. You know, it looks decent.
Mm-hmm.
But for me personally, for any project that I would want to do in the future, I will not go the AI way because personally, you know, I would much rather have a real person with real, you know, really good artistic talent or even graphic design, because even graphic design, like, you can make it look a little bit AI ish, but at least a real person's actually put effort and time into it, you know. And like with my projects, you know, like the first one, this one, I made that myself, that on Photoshop. And yes, it looks rubbish, but you know, I didn't want to do an AI version, and at the time, I just wanted to have a go with it myself. The second one, and obviously the complete edition, I actually got a mate of mine who does graphic design and is really good with Photoshop to help me design that and make it. And that, to be honest, is the way that I would want to go with my album art, is to get a real proper artist to come in and do it. Because with AI and, you know, the whole AI art thing coming in, it just takes away opportunities and works for real artists.
Exactly.
And that's just not fair, because how on earth are the artists supposed to, you know, it's almost going to make artists redundant. And you know, my mum, as you know, she's got she did an O level for art, and my mum's a really good artist. And you know, the fact that, you know, and I've always really liked art as well, even though I was never that good at it. It's like I was thinking about that. Like, if art just becomes redundant, say like at school, everyone done art at school. Just imagine like in the future, because of AI exists, like art is no longer on the school syllabus because you don't need to do art anymore because you can just get AI to do it for you. That's just,
Yeah, but it's like,
that's wrong. That's just
but it's the
not
same
right.
as taking music off the syllabus. It's the same as taking music off the syllabus in schools. And a lot of the schools have done that, haven't they? Because they can't afford the instruments and shit.
Oh my,
Which is,
really?
yeah. It's scary.
Oh
The
my
kids
God.
won't be going home with a bloody recorder anymore and pestering the shit out of their parents. But it was part of being a kid, is, you know, learning instruments in school. But again, it's the same with art. They're taking the arts away because they just deciding that, oh, we can't afford money on that. We need to push more money into geography and history and all that sort of stuff. And they're not pushing the arts, which is sad.
Yeah, I'm all for the arts. You know, that's some. I mean, well, technically we're on topic, but also a little bit off topic. I've always been an advocate for the arts, especially the fact that at school I was never encouraged with my pursuit of the musical arts. And I've always, and you know, I've got friends as well that were not encouraged at school to pursue any kind of art, really. And that's just, you know, I'd feel like that schools should be encouraging people to do the arts, and to take that away from kids is not good, and something that I would want to, you know, stand against, basically, you know. But that's the thing, it all comes back to the AI thing. If AI is going to take over with the arts, then it's like, you know, people are going to be redundant. It's going to be a redundant thing. And I mean, that's the thing, like, I don't know, I just don't think that that's good at all. One thing I was thinking, like, say if not exactly a big band, because when a big band does it, it just looks really cheap and stupid. But say if you're just starting out or something, and you haven't got the budget to put all the budget in. Say if you're running out of your budget for your project, and you needed something quick for album art or something, or for a single artwork, it kind of that makes sense to do that if you haven't got the budget to do that. But if you have the budget and you do the AI thing, it's, you know, it's just no. It's just better to keep it out of music, really.
Well, I'd rather see something shitty like that than AI. It's always been drawn by hand, and that's the Heavy Sentence album. Look at that. That's not great at all. But that's certainly more metal than getting AI to produce your album cover for you. Surely. Something like that. Or, as you know, if the Pestilence one, it's the band. Now look at that. That's Mark Liddick artwork with Eternal at the band as zombies. Now, you can't tell me that is not 10 times cooler than that computer AI generated shite. You know, that cover.
Yeah.
Now, that's one person who spends hours and hours on that. It's all pencil drawings and all that. It's just, that's what we're so used to, metal albums looking like that, not like the Pestilence one and all the Deicide one and bloody Kerry King's one. It's just crap. You know, you can't put, you know, it's even on the tape. Look at that. Now that's beautiful, man.
That I really like.
That's, you know, stuff like this that I that's why I collect stuff. If it all's going to look the same, what's the point in having it? You might as well have it digitally. Yep. And then people like me are not out there. We're not collectors. My YouTube channel is going to be even more shit than it is now, and it's not.
Fuck, nothing like mine. Jesus. Well, at least you guys have fancy things on your screen. I can't. I'm lucky if I can get. I'm lucky if I get. For fuck's sakes.
We haven't even got a picture of you, have we? We can't even see you. Perhaps you're AI generated. Perhaps you're just a voice.
Fuck, I could be. the way some people view me around here. You're not even real. You're a figment of my imagination. Oh, shit. I'm a disaster. Right, Josh?
Yeah, maths is not important. Maths is not important, apart from basic maths. Like, when do we actually need, like, algebra and stuff like that?
Maths is important when you're playing darts. Maths is important when you're paying with cash. Maths is important for playing like snooker and stuff like that. Sports maybe, but usually it's not that important, is it?
I can't add and subtract.
Apart from basic adding, that's really it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, no.
And anyway, calculators exist, so that kind of helps.
Exactly, and you got them on your phone. Perhaps we get AI to do it for us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right. Okay, I think that's it. I mean, I did write another massive segment here, but I don't know whether I got it correct or not? I
Oh,
was
go for it.
thinking,
We can take the piss out of you if you got it wrong.
We should just do it anyway.
Yeah, go for it. And then
yeah, all right,
me and Trev can take the
all
piss
right.
out of you. Go on, Josh. Give it a go, mate.
Okay. Right. All right. I'll have a massive rant about something that potentially might not even mean what Trevor meant. Yeah, it's only because he said about like assisting songwriting with bands and stuff like that, and I was thinking, what does that mean? And I was thinking, like, I wonder if that means like using AI to like generate lyrics for the band, or even like using AI to computer generate music. I mean, to be honest, that could probably happen in the future if AI really, if it does take off, which hopefully it doesn't. But you never know. Like, people in the future might use it to do that, and if that's if that happens, I'm going to be 1,000,000% against that. The way I put it here in my notes, the moment you do this, you're no longer a musician. You just become another canned, processed top 40 artist. Making music is all about being original, showing yourself through what you write, not not getting AI to do it for you. That just doesn't feel genuine. And as a musician myself, I would feel incredibly embarrassed if a record label forced me to use AI for anything, even if it was artwork, lyrics, making a song for me, using the AI to make a song for me. I wouldn't even count it as my song. I wouldn't even count it as my music. And for me, I'd be very embarrassed. One thing that I did think of that is a possible positive for using AI or like some band name generator as inspiration to help you come up with something original, but only if you use it as inspiration. If you use it, if you use what the AI have created, then again, that just becomes lazy and cheap and, not original. And that's the thing, like, people should be able to write their own lyrics and come up with their own band names and stuff. They shouldn't have to use the computer to do that. And I don't know whether that's what you meant by the second half of that, Trevor, saying like assisting bands with stuff. I don't know if that's what you meant.
Well, it's mostly one band in Unleash the Archers, because they're putting out a new record, and it's a concept album based on AI and this long stupid journey it goes through, and they typed in what it was about, and it spit out lyrics, and they used them and they recorded them, and I'm like, are you fucking serious? You mean to tell me you couldn't write that yourself? But I don't know anything about Unleash the Archers other than that, and to be honest with you, I think if that's how you're going to stoop and you can't come up with anything thoughtful, fucking get out of here. And they're getting shit on really hard online anyway, so
Well,
my thoughts and opinions won't fucking matter, but yeah,
Well,
you nailed it, Josh.
For me, if you're going to be getting someone to write lyrics for you, then you can't put your name down as the person that wrote them lyrics. Surely, it's almost like getting someone to write songs for you, like pop artists do. And you're just singing it, but then it's like you're suddenly becoming not proper performers, not proper artists, are you? You're just some bloke that gets a computer to do shit for you.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that like techno music then? Possibly.
Yeah.
But that's another matter, isn't it? But but I guess you still have to then physically program the keyboards and that sort of stuff, and like all the loops and all that beforehand. I know a lot of them it's just pressing buttons and that. And technically, are they proper artists and performers, musicians? I don't know. But at least they've sat there and they've written it and they've a lot. You know, they've constructed lots of parts together to make a song. If you just go like, I want a song about a zoo, and you put in like death metal song about a fucking zoo into the computer, and it just goes oomph, and a load of lyrics come down and a load of riffs and a load of drum beats and whatever, and you go, right, that's me sorted. Here we go, boys. I've wrote the next album. Boom. Then I could do that. You know what I mean? And I'm certainly not going to push myself as a musician or an artist, because I have no talent at all. Which is why I'm doing this, because I haven't got. I don't play an instrument. I'm too lazy. I can't be asked learning shit. But if it got to a point where you go, well, I don't need to learn anything. I can do all this. In fact, I can go on stage and I can mime it. I can get a AI to do it for me. You know, we're getting into Kiss territory here, aren't we? And playing the music and Motley Crue and that. You know, is it backing tapes? Is it going to be AI producing the music for you, and just get a load of handsome stroke ugly fuckers in front of the stage that just stand there, go like this, that haven't written any of the music, don't sing any of the music, don't play anything?
Well, I mean, I guess Milli Vanilli had a big hit, didn't they?
Yeah. The metal Billy Manilli, yeah. I don't know. It's territory that I don't think we should be going into. And once you start, it's like, well, Pestilence did it for the album cover, or Thingy did it for this, and as soon as you see him doing it, young bands are going to go, well, why should we bother? And the cycle just goes. But yeah, you're like, if there's a program to write all this sort of stuff, then why are people going to sit down and get inspiration in the middle of the night and get up and get some sheets and start writing lyrics and all this sort of stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know,
it's goofy.
True proper music comes from in here. You know,
that's from the heart,
in here and comes from up here. That's said by a true musician over here. But it's true, you know, like it's true music's original, something that you created, put work into. And yeah, when you take that away, it's just basically a computer generating music, and that's just, you know, nah. The minute that starts becoming a thing, then, you know.
Well, hopefully people won't buy it, and it's you know, it'd be like taking shitty old demos of a band and going, tell you what, we'll get AI to tidy this up and make it sound better and change stuff. It's, you know, have the band done anything about it? No, you just got the computer to do something for you. Then you sell it to people and they buy it, and I don't know. As I said, it's hopefully a lot of people won't buy into it. Which I think is why we're getting the kickback with the art initially, and because, you know, there will be bands out there that will be doing it. They're going, well, why should we bother? You know, it's time and effort.
Yeah. But that's only if it gets through. If people, you know, if people like us can sort of stop it before it gets any bigger, then you would think that bands would think, oh, hang on, we've just seen a lot of backlash from people trying that. I don't want to do that.
Well, hopefully bands will be pushing forward. They will be going, this is our latest album, and this is the artist that did it for us. And, you know, and a lot of bands, that's why I like to watch making of DVDs. You know, when you get your CD or whatever, and it's got an extra thing with it, and it's got a DVD of the making of it, and you see them in the process, and they're lighting stuff, and they're trying stuff out in the studio and all that. That's what we want to see as fans. We want to see that shit. You don't want to go, yeah, this is the computer. I typed in 4 letters and it brought out the whole album for me. Great. That's crap, innit? Yeah. You don't want that.
Yeah. That could be the shortest making of video ever. Like making of the album. I pressed one button and there we go. The whole thing.
Job done.
No.
Right. Okay. Let's see what people have been. George come in and said, hope I'm enjoying the bolt thrower. Yes, the bolt thrower are awesome. They just can't find the light switch. That's funny.
I can't find the fucking light switch, Roger, you bastard. Poor Kim. And that guy's a guitar player, and he is a musician. So,
But I think the thing is, Kim, at the moment it's probably a shite. But the worry is that as time goes on, the more people that use these AI programs, the better they're going to get. That's the whole idea. It's artificial intelligence. They learn and it will grow, and it'll be like Skynet, and we're all going to die from the machines. So don't start.
shit. Oh man, everything Fear Factory sang about is coming true. Ah, we're
Like,
fucked. Thanks, Dino, you bastard.
Right. Okay. Shall we move on?
Let's move on. Might as well.
Sure. A bit better than talking about impending doom and destruction of the music industry as we know it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our favourite live albums, and this was a Johnny Mac idea, which I thought was really cool. I don't know how many albums we've got each. I've got 3 because, to be honest, I don't have that many live albums in my collection, and
Same.
I thought I was going to do 3. So I'm guessing Johnny Mac's probably got more than 3, but that's fine.
I only picked out 7 because I couldn't be asked. I said I was only did it 5 minutes before we started. That's why I was a bit late coming on. So I've only got 7. So I could just go pick a load of others from the rack if you wanted. I've got 7 anyway.
That's fair enough. Okay, so how are we going to... Johnny, do you want to start?
Yeah, I got 7. Right, well, let's start with a band that have just been mentioned. And I've actually been listening to this week. This is Bolt Thrower Live War. I've only just recently picked this up on vinyl because it was only available. I think it came on, they brought it out, looking at the blurb behind it. This is on horrible gold vinyl. So avert your eyes, Mr. Kjorvik.
No,
the story behind this, apparently, I think it was, I want to say 1991. Did I have all that in any notes on this? Nah, did I? Fuck, stupid man. I think it was 1991. Guys from the band did a lot of their own recordings for Prosperity from the mixing desk and stuff. And this happened to be one of them. They brought it out with one of the albums they brought out to double CD. I can't remember which one it was. I think it could have been. It's gone. Anyway, one of the albums, and they brought out they released it as a double CD set, and they had this live album. It's only 8 tracks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 tracks. Can't even fucking count. See, AI would have helped me on that one. Well, I'll tell you what the tracks are, so we'll probably know what tour it was on. It's got the Fourth Crusade on it, Dying Creed, Spearhead, Unleashed, Ritual, Where Next to Conquer, War Master, As the World Burns, and Cenotaph. I want to say it's War Master, but I could be wrong. Hence why it's called Live War. It's called Live War, so it could be. I don't know. But this is really good. So it was only available on the CD. I think 2010 they brought it out on vinyl, but only a short run. This is 2023. This came out last year. Earache were doing a sale sometime last year, and I picked up this. And I'll sing it. I needed. Could have been for Victory. Yeah, I needed 2. I needed two more on vinyl, and this is one of them. I didn't have this one, and so I picked this up, and it's really good. I've been listening to it the last week or so. It's not my favourite live album all the time. I've just been listening to it recently, and it's in my head, and I love Bolt Thrower, so and not many people talk about it, so I thought I'd show it off. But yeah, this is good. Bit of live Bolt Thrower since you were talking about Bolt Thrower. So yeah, that's it. Do you want me to do a couple? Because I got loads, or
yeah, might as well.
Yeah, you can do.
Not well. I don't know if this is metal or not. Hard rock, heavy metal, classic rock. This is my favourite album of all time. Favourite live album. This is UFO's "Stranger Than the Night." Double album. Came out 70 something, I guess. This is where Schenker was still in the band, if I remember rightly.
Right.
There we go. So yeah, this is arguably one of the greatest live albums of all time, in my opinion. Just absolutely brilliant. Natural Thing Out in the Streets, Only You Can Lock Me, Doctor Doctor, Mother Mary, This Kid's Love to Love, Lights Out, Rock Bottom, Too Hot to Handle, I'm a Loser, Let It Roll, Shoot Shoot. Awesome stuff. UFO, Stranger Night. If you've not heard it, underrated band, UFO. As I said, Schenker's guitar work is absolutely exemplary. Absolute beast of a guitarist. I've seen him 3 or 4 times live now. Really good, really good. His new stuff's great. He went through a time where he was pissed all the time and falling off stage and that, and he wasn't the best, apparently. Luckily, I missed that.
No.
But whenever I've seen him live, he's been really cool. Are you a fan, Trev?
Of UFO?
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan, but I mean, what I have heard and I've liked. I mean, Schenker's probably Schenker is probably one of the best guitar players out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not wrong. When he was going through that time where he was pissed all the time, it was not good. It was not good at all, from what I've heard from friends of mine.
I luckily I caught him sort of before that stage, and then after he cleaned himself up, I saw them, I don't know, about 5-6 years ago with the Michael Schenker Fest, did they call it? Something like that. When he had the 3 vocalists, Macaulay, Graham Bonnet, and Gary Barden. 3 vocalists doing all the different stages of them. Really good. It's good stuff.
Sweet.
So there we go. That's a couple of mine. I've got another few more to show in a bit, but
go ahead, Josh.
What have you got, Josh?
All right, I'll go with one of mine because it'll probably work out better that way if I show one, and for Johnny's every 2. I think that will probably work out.
Yeah.
Okay. So my first one, because I haven't really got many live albums in my collection, and I haven't listened to that many live albums. So this was tricky, but then I was thinking I might as well just show the ones I've got, and
pretty much
them in 3-1 basically. So the first one is this one, Lamb of God live in Richmond, and this is a lockdown one that they did in 2020, and basically what they did for this show was play the entirety of their latest album at the time, which is the self-titled album, and on the back there it's got the track listing. If it focuses, is it going to focus?
No,
potentially, kind of. Oh well. So you got it's got the track listing of the self-titled album: Memento Mori, Checkmate, Gears, Reality Bath, New Colossal Hate, Resurrection Man, Poison Dream, Roots, Bloodshot Eyes, On the Hook, and then they did a couple of extra tracks: Contractor, Ruin, The Death of Us, which is a song that they wrote during lockdown. That's the only time they actually played the song. And then they finished it with 512. And then this has got a couple of bonus tracks that are also pretty cool. But yeah, I like the album. So I thought, you know what, it might be quite cool to pick this up. And yeah, it's pretty good. It's like listening to the album, but with a slightly more live feel. And obviously they've done it in a way where you can kind of still make it out that it's live, but that it's pretty tight, So yeah, that's my first one. Okay, Trev.
Well, obviously, seeing as I can't show anything, if you can hear that, I do have three. I'm just gonna go through all three of them. Again, like Josh, I don't collect a whole lot of live records. I thought I had Motorhead's the Hammersmith, but I don't. For whatever reason, I thought I had it. I don't even have Live After Death. I'm not really much into live records. But that being said, I do have Black Sabbath's The End from their final show in Birmingham. I also have Judas Priest Unleashed in the East, which is live in Japan. I mean, how the fuck do you not love that? How do you not love that? It's Priest live, for Christ's sake. And probably my all-time favorite would have to be the Ozzy Osbourne Randy Rhoads tribute. Yes, I know it's not like it's a bunch of different shows that were live on those tours with Randy. Yeah, I mean Kim's got like those are great choices too. AC/DC live from Donington was okay. There's like about a half a dozen tunes on there that were good versions, but some of them were just terrible. Three right off the bat. Their version of High Voltage with Brian singing, that was awesome, especially when it was like 10 minutes long too. The version of Heat Seeker was great, and Fire Your Guns was killer too. It's almost like they played Fire Your Guns faster. I'm like, holy shit, this rules. Other than that, I mean, I wouldn't even put it that close up. I'd rather collect the DVDs if I could find them, to be honest. But yeah, that being said.
Do you want me to do a couple
Johnny?
more? Yeah, I can do a couple more. I got 3 more twos. I've just chucked another one in there while you were chatting. After one of them I'll show now. Since Trev mentioned it, I presume this is the one you're on about, sir?
Woohoo!
This is original copy. It's actually, I don't know if you can see the hype sticker, but it does say limited edition gold coloured vinyl. And as you know, back in the days, vinyl wasn't exactly great. That's supposed to be gold. Now, it's not, is it?
No.
These days, you can get nice shiny gold, but this is yellow.
Looks pretty much.
Someone dropped an egg custard on it or something. It's not the best, but anyway, it cost me quite a few quid, so I had to have it.
It's like it's like the reverse of a poached egg.
Yeah, it's such a great album. What have we got on here? When did this one come out? 81. So you got Ace of Spades, Stay Clean, Metropolis, The Hammer, Iron Horse, No Class, Overkill, We're the Load Crew, Capricorn, Bomber, and finishing with Motorhead. Just great. I've always loved live albums. I'm an old person. I haven't picked it here now, but I was one of my favourite is Led Zeppelin. Song remains the same. I love that. Went to see the movie at the cinema with my mates when we were in school. They actually showed the whole film, and I like the live stuff from it. The other one, since Josh showed one of them lockdowny things, I bet you the Slowly We Got Live in Notting. My favourite, I bet you the album always has been, always will be. Choice to get a chance to get it, a live version of it, which is great. I really like this. It's obviously not as good as the original studio album, but it's nice to have new versions of them, something different to listen to. Good stuff. So this comes on, talking of horrible vinyl, celluloid chip. Oh,
glorious.
So I suppose it's the same colour as the font for Slowly We Got, so
sexy.
That Lancid green. But yeah, this I quite like. So there you go. What else you got, Mr. Keech?
Okie
I've got another
dokie.
4 to show, but I'll show them after.
That's fair enough. Right, okay. Yeah, so that one I just showed is a really recent one. Now I'm going to show an really old school one. This one that my dad actually got, but I've listened to it and I think it's fantastic and really got me into this band more than I was before. And to be honest, I'm surprised Trevor didn't mention it. This one.
Oh fuck. Well, I would mention it or show it, but you know, I'm on fucking lockdown myself. Yeah, that's that's actually really good too. It
Yeah.
starts off with riff raff, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that build up was stupid cool. And then they just come in smashing. I'm like, fuck, tight pants.
Yeah, it's a fantastic album, a live album, and yeah, definitely has to be up there for one of the best live albums of all time. And you know, this album at the time when I'd listened to this for the first time, I hadn't gone into the AC/DC catalog that much, and since listening to this, I've pretty much got all the albums that are, you know, that have got songs featuring on this, apart from High Voltage. That's the only Bon Scott one I haven't got now. But yeah, this era of AC/DC on this album is, for me, the best era of AC/DC. Yeah, just a fantastic album. And yeah, I've got to say, I actually forgot about the Ozzy Osbourne tribute, because that one's fantastic as well. But I completely forgot about it when doing this. But oh well. So yeah, that's the next one.
Well, I suppose I'll show you an original copy if you want on vinyl. Gotta have an OG press, obviously.
Oh,
what
yeah,
an album!
yeah.
Don't you say? Absolute beaut, as the Aussies would say. Yeah, no. Favorite track on this is probably the Jack. I've always loved Sin City and the Jack, so they're two of my favorite DC songs. But you know, a whole lot of those. He was. I remember when I was in school. We used to have school discos, and because metal was just happening or not music, the guys we used to the whole lot of those. He was a single, came out on the 7-inch here in the UK, and I remember that we used to get the DJ to play it, and we'd all do the Angus guitar thing in the middle, where all the girls just stood down and just look at them stupid fucking immature children over there. But we thought we were cool, and we were, because it was DC. So yeah, just an OG test. That's all. Next up, another absolute banger. Technically, this is just an EP. Another original press of Testament. Live at Eindhoven, Over the Wall, Burnt Offerings, Do or Die, Apocalyptic City, and Reign of Terror. As you can see on the back, it was for that New Order tour. Absolutely brilliant. Loved this when it came out. Was well chuffed to get this, which is the issue, but it's the whole gig. So you've got Disciple of the Watch, The Haunting, Public City, First Strike is Deadly, Burnt Offerings, a nice Alex Skolnick solo, which you can't go wrong with, Over the Wall, which is one of the best Testament tracks for me. Do or Die, Cursed Legions of Death, and Reign of Terror. Absolutely brilliant. So I like a bit of Testament live. I saw them on the Legacy tour, supporting Anthrax back in '87. So always like a bit of early Testament. So yeah, that's my two choices, DC and Testament, and I got two more to show.
Nice.
There you go.
Awesome. I've got
said,
one left.
I like a live album. I've always loved live albums, so it's my age.
Fair enough.
What have you got, Josh?
Okay. Yeah, my last one is another recent one. It's another lockdown one. But I think it's fantastic. And for me, I mean, even though the AC/DC one's probably credited to be one of the best live albums of all time, but this has got to be my favourite one that I've listened to, of the small amount that I have listened to. but it's the Bastard Tracks by Death Angel. This is just really, really awesome. Again, it has that kind of live feel, but very tight and nicely produced, let's say. Well, that glare is crap. I'm going to take that out. Yeah. Also, it was pretty cheap when I brought it, so that kind of makes it a bit better, doesn't it? But yeah, this is basically, for those that don't know this, it's basically Death Angel playing a load of songs they don't play live or have never played live, and they played it on basically a lockdown sort of stage, and play stuff from pretty much all of their albums. I think they miss out maybe one or two albums, but for the most part, it's majority of their albums. So yeah, it starts off with Lord of Hate from can't remember what the album's called now. The one after The Art of Dying. Where They Lay, Why You Do This from Frolic in the Park. Fallen from Dream Calls for Blood. Absence of Light from Relentless Retribution. The Organization from Act 3. Execution Don't Save Me from Dream Calls for Blood. Succubus as well from Dream Calls for Blood. It Can't Be This from The Evil Divide. Let the Pieces Fall, also from Evil Divide. Faded Remains, that was original that they wrote and had it on a acoustic EP, and they played it for this. Volcanic is from Relentless Retribution. Falling Off the Edge of the World, which is a Black Sabbath cover, pretty cool. Guilty of Innocence, which is from Frolic, and Alive and Screaming, which is from the latest album. And and this is a double disc. So you've got obviously the album, and then you've got the DVD, which is really cool to watch the DVD because they play the song, but they also talk about each song individually, which I think is really cool because especially a lot of those songs are deep cuts from their albums. It's really cool to get a nice little bit of insight on the tracks whilst you're listening to the album, which is cool. So yeah, that's why I think it's really cool, that album.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Right. I just got two more here. First off, it's another 70s classic, Scorpions Tokyo Tapes. Look at that, proper old school 70s shit. Can't beat it. I would show Rainbow live on stage, or one of the Deep Purple live ones, but I couldn't be asked finding them. Cheers, Anthony. See you, Dave. Yeah, this is obviously this has got Ludolf Schenker and not Michael on this one. I mean, Ludolf is on all of them anyway. I mean, this has got Uli John Roth, or Ulrich Roth, as it says on there. I think it's one of the last things that Uli did, which is fucking great. Got some song titles on here. Let's have a look what we got. All Night Long, Picture to Life, Oh Backstage Queen, In Trance, Burn the Sky, Fly to the Rainbow, He's a Woman, She's a Man, Speedy's Coming, Steamlock Fever, Robot Man. It's good stuff. But just thought I've been listening to it recently, like a bit of Scopes. Didn't see him till 84, maybe something like that, when he was starting to get a bit dodge. But really good. They still did the live fucking pyramid thing and had all the full stage in that, a bit like the Lucky Like How They Came video, and which is cool. And last but by no means least, this is great. Oh shit! There we go. This is Destruction, Live Without Sense. I saw Destruction 80 something, probably 87, 88, maybe 89. They were supporting Celtic Frost, which would have been awesome, but it was Celtic Frost when they had lip jeans and lip t-shirts and spiky hair. So now I quite like it. I think Vanity Nemesis is a great album. I've not got a copy of Cold Lake, I've got to admit. But yeah, so we saw Destruction. Destruction was awesome. I picked up a t-shirt with this on it. They were touring this album, the live album, so it was just after the live album had come out. So I got I had a t-shirt with the bands as puppets. That was the t-shirt sort of thing, which was really cool. I said Celtic Frost came on. We took one look at them. We threw our pint pots at them, or plastic dodgy pint glasses. Threw them at the band, told them all to F off, and went back down to the merch place where the guys from Destruction were. And I know I'm a short person, but fucking hell, they're huge. They're about 12 foot tall. So we chatted to the guy from Destruction, so it was cool. So when's this? This is Release from Agony Tours 87, 88. So it was probably 88, 89 when we saw them. So, but this is a great album. Big Destruction fan. What's on it? So this is obviously an OG Noise. Eternal Band, Mad Butcher. Oh yeah, it's got the Pink Panther theme. And then into Life Without Sense. And then into the Mood. In the Mood. Release from Agony. Bestial Invasion. It's my best. Destruction. Impression. It's got Curse the Gods, Unconscious Ruins, Invincible Force, Dissatisfied Existence, and Reject Emotions. Marvelous stuff. So there you go, bit of thrash to finish off with. I would like to show you some live black metal albums, but I fucking haven't got any, which is very poor. I need to get that sorted, so sorry about that. I need to get some. I wouldn't mind getting live at Leipzig, the Mayhem one, but I just haven't got around to picking any live. At least I don't think I've got any live black metal stuff. I might have some hanging about on cassette somewhere, or some tape, or some CDs, but I haven't got any in vinyl, so I didn't pick them up. I was just mostly grabbing vinyl. So there you go. That's
yeah.
me. So yeah.
Nice. Awesome. I'm surprised that nobody picked the Iron Maiden Live After Death, because that's meant to be one of the best live albums of all time as well.
I don't own it. I've never owned it. I don't like Bruce
nor do
Dickinson, do I? I like Giano. I only like Iron Maiden and Killers, so that's why I haven't got it. So
yeah,
I'm sure I've seen them live a few times. Even I went to Bruce Dickinson's last show at Pinewood Studios. A mate of mine's a DJ, and he sorted out with 3 tickets. Supposed to have won a competition. He just said, "Do you want to go?" I went, "Yeah, sure." So we went. Yeah. I only went because I wanted to go to Pinewood Studios, because it's where they did all the James Bond movies and that. So it's cool to go to the sound stage and all that, where they did all the Bond stuff. So yeah, I've seen Maiden live with Dickinson and did all the stuff and that. I just don't like his voice. It bugs me. So they're the tight band. They were great. I don't hate Iron Maiden as a band. I just don't like Bruce Dickinson's voice. But yeah, it's supposed to be a good live album if you like him. So yeah, I need to get that pie face.
Can we just fucking take a quick second to acknowledge John's badass shirt that he's currently wearing?
Oh, thank you. There you go.
Like I've never seen that like that, and I think it's fucking rad. Just a plain white shirt with the the sort of shading. That's fantastic.
I loved it. I saw that. I don't think it's very official, let's put it that way, Trev, but I just saw it and thought, fucking hell, I love that. Because usually this is full colour, isn't it? Which is, I just like the I don't think this is done by AI, let's put it that way.
Yeah, I was going to say it's simplistic and not AI in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. And I said I've been telling the guys, I've been trying to get as many non-black t-shirts as I can find these days, because I've got, well, as you probably guess, I wear the different t-shirt of each video. I've got hundreds of band t-shirts. Most of them are black, and when they get washed, my wife irons them for me, but she irons them inside out. So I've got piles and piles of black t-shirts and I don't know what any of them are. So I had to go through them all I got around about 4 or 5 different drawers and cupboards and wardrobes. So I'm like going through them, looking, getting there, going like this, sort of getting the neck and looking inside and going like, what's that one? No, that's not the one I want. That's not the one I want. So at least if I get different coloured ones, like this one, for example.
Oh, that's cool. Even the color's kind of wild.
Emulation. They played at the Dead of Winter Festival in Scotland. They're the Welsh death metal band. Very cool. But yeah, so if I can find one that's a different color, then I'm going for that. I've got a light blue Napalm Death one, which is it's different. As I said, I went to the gig with Mark G with a C, and he got the standard black one with it, which looks very Napalm Deathy, and I went, I'll have that light blue one with the unicorns and the things, and I went, is that for your missus? I went, no, it's for me. I'm fucking wearing that, and it's great.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, I've got a light blue Napalm Death t-shirt with a unicorn and a fucking thing on.
Fuck yes, I think we're the same goddamn thing.
Got to be done. I was starting to get more, quite a few red ones. I went to see Possessed last year, and I got a bright red Possessed t-shirt. Everybody else was getting black ones. I go, I'll have that red one, and it looks really sick. Looks really cool. So yeah, I'm trying to get different colour ones. So I've got quite a few white ones as well.
Because you have to be even when you buy a shirt, right?
Oh yeah, apparently so. They're the ones that sell, so I'm going for the other ones because chances are no one else is having that t-shirt, so I've got a different one.
Fuck no.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to buy black because that's all I've got. But like I got a black Frozen Soul long sleeved. But that's another matter. They were fucking expensive. Very poor.
How much were they?
But Jesus, the t-shirts were expensive. Not used to that sort of price. It was 45 quid for the long sleeve shirt. They're usually about 35 here in the UK. So 45 quid is a lot for the long sleeve. You expect to pay that if you're going to see, sort of stadium bands, not Frozen Soul in a shitty little pub. So, but there you go. It is what it is. And I wanted a shirt. And I bought an extra ticket for it. So I sold it to Beardy Their Viking, Simon. Pardon me. So he'd given me cash for it. So I had cash on me. So I happened to have 45 quid. So I thought, fuck it, I'll get it. I would show you, but I have no idea where it is. I think it's been washed. It's somewhere, but it's not here in this room anyway. So, what else were we talking about? Other shit? I can't remember what we're talking about now, boys.
Oof.
I think we've got one more thing left.
Holy fuck. John, I'm just looking. I just did the currency conversion from pound sterling to Canadian dollar.
Yeah.
That shirt is $76.95 Canadian, bud.
I told you it's expensive. It's expensive. They're usually it's a long sleeve one, so you usually pay a bit more. Usually you expect to pay about 20 to 25 for the short sleeves and 35 for the long sleeve. So it was another extra 10 quid on that, which seems a bit much for a band of their size, shall we say. You go to some of the some bands, well, stuff like fucking what we got here. What have I got hanging about here? There, the Malediction one, who also wonderful shirt. I think it was 20 quid at the most. It's got a nice little back thing on it.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
As I said, it's like 20 quid, something like that, which is about right. But they were, I'm pretty sure it was 30 or 35 for the short sleeve and 45 for the long sleeve, which I don't know if someone was saying that's what they charge in dollars. And obviously you get a little bit, that would make it probably closer to a little bit less. Because I think it's still 1.2, the conversion rate or something like that. But it's still, it's still crazy. And everybody was whinging and moaning about it. A few of us just bought shit anyway because we like to have a whinging and moan, and it was expensive. But
right.
Ah.
Yes.
we kind of made our own topic there without, you know.
T-shirts, yeah. T-shirts,
We can't
places, and stuff. How much would you pay for the shirt, Josh?
I don't know. I mean, it depends. I guess it depends on the band and the venue and everything like that. I'm trying to think back when I last went to gig where they had merch, which is a long time ago now, a couple of years ago now. It must have been an Anthrax Municipal Waste one, and I think inside the venue they had T-shirts for about £35.
Mm.
And I thought, oh, that's a bit much. Went outside, and I got a T-shirt for about half that. Although the fact with that is though that it's bloody too small, so I can't wear the bloody thing. But you know,
Yeah, been there, done that
got
twice.
it for half the price.
I got I quite a while ago. I think it was probably 2004, 2005. We went to see, me and my mate went to see Slayer. I can't remember what tour it was. It was around early 2000s anyway. Supported by The Haunted. Anyway, I went to see Slayer, and outside they had the merch was quite expensive, or seemed expensive at the time. The touts outside were flogging these stuff, and I thought, oh, cool, I'll have one of them. And they had a zip-up hoodie. I thought, oh, that looks awesome. It had an embroidered Slayer logo thing with the swords and all that on the boob pocket. It looked great. I thought, oh, I'll have that. Didn't have a back plate or anything, just really subtle, just a black one with this embroidered Slayer thing on it. I thought, that's awesome. I bought it, and when I got home, it was something like a triple XL. And I don't know if you've met me. Some of the guys in the VC have met me. I'm not a tall bloke, so it kind of goes to my ankles. It's just I can't wear it, and it's just and the logo is just slightly off. It's spelt right. It's not one of them ones that says it's got the L and the A swapped round or anything like that. It's not that dodgy. It's huge, and I bought it as like a large, and it's like a double XL. It's huge. So yeah, and the quality wasn't best anyway. But I've done the other way with the small one. I went to see Primus a long time ago now. The Green Nangahide or whatever it's called tour. The little guy in the bike. And I bought a cheap T-shirt outside. And that was probably a small. And it didn't even fit me. It was like, a crop top. I looked like fucking Vince Neil on the first album, the Motley Crue album. It's like, yeah, not great. I had to breathe in all the time when I wore it. Arms were like this. It's really tight, like a muscle top. Not cool, but yeah. So I don't buy the cheap shit outside now because it never fits. It's never the sizes that you want or what it says on the label. And as soon as you wash them, all the print comes off, and it's like you're not really saved it. Unless you're gonna pin it and stick it on your wall or something like that and say, "Yeah, I went to that gig." You're not gonna wear them, are you? But anyway, you live and you learn sometimes, or sometimes you don't learn, you do it again because you've had a few beers, but that's just me, I think. Yeah, Slayer bathrobe. Very true, yeah, nice dressing gown. Smoking jacket, that's what it'll be, a smoking jacket. Nice. 50 quid, hey, the result that, mate. Yeah, that was crazy. Crazy, Simon. Not cool, but... Anyway, yes, last subject that now we've just done T-shirts and merch and expensive shit.
We just created one on the spot there, which is not bad.
It's always fun.
Yeah, well done, Trevor. Nice one, mate.
See, I'm smart.
You are smart. Although you can't work out your phone, so there.
Yeah, fucking useless.
Can't see you. You're not that smart, mate.
No, clearly. All right, last one.
It's not a simple case of switching it on and off, is it? I mean, switching it off and on your camera.
No, it's not. It's not as easy as the fucking IT crowd. I did that, and yes, I did have the fucking IT crowd in my head going, "Did you turn it on and off?" Fuck off, man.
Yeah. With an Irish accent. Yeah. Did you turn it on and off?
One of the best fucking shows ever. Okay, separating the art from the artist. Are we going to go down that road or what?
Yeah, why not?
Yep. Right. We've had enough crazy debating stuff. So let's have one more.
Why not?
Okay. Who wants to start on this? I'm guessing Trev might want to start on this because this is
Trevor's
one
a
of
bit
his
quiet.
ones.
You might not have much to say.
Not really. I
quiet.
mean,
Go on.
it's just one of these things where, is there a band or an artist out there that puts out amazing music and amazing records, yet you find out one of the band members or all of the band members are a bunch of shitheads in real life? Can you still listen to that band or that artist even though they're a bit shitty? I'll use an example. I'm going to use the most popular example because, well, he's been one of my vocal heroes for years. Phil Anselmo and Down in Pantera. For those who don't know, which I'm sure you probably do, that they had the Dime Bass show down in Texas, and Phil was pretty loaded. Oh, excuse me. Phil shot off his mouth a couple times. Apparently, there were hecklers in the front row calling him racist, 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 just giving him shit the whole night. And then, as we all know, at the end of the show, he threw up a big old sig heil and shouted white power, and everything went to shit in about 2 nanoseconds. I don't condone that. I think what he said was stupid. Phil was very drunk. That's not saying that we are going to excuse it, because we're not. And yeah, but I still listen to Down because Down's been one of my favorite bands now for probably the last 15 years. I have all the Pantera records outside of, well, the early days. I would love to get a hold of Power Metal some way, somehow, but that's hard to find. Yeah. Can we listen to that? And one thing I will say, and I know this might, I don't know what John will think, but black metal bands, because we all know those motherfuckers love to stir the shit, and there's nothing really wrong with that. And I mean, if that's their shtick, that's their shtick. Like burning of churches and all that stuff, whatever. It's here nor there. But you get some of the ones that are like Nazi bands, like you know, um,
Yep.
I know people stopped listening to Slayer because Tom Araya was going on and on about being pro-Trump. And apparently, the new thing is Matt Pike is an anti-Semitic shitbag, apparently, according to people, because he reads into, works by David Icke, who's apparently a known anti-Semitic or whatever. And he's like, man, it's just freedom of speech. And that's basically the thing. Can we all listen to bands, even though some of the members are a bit fucked? Andrew just brought up a good point. If the music doesn't preach the shitty message, it's fine. In the case of Screwdriver, the songs contain hate speech, racist bullshit, and that's a no. That's just the thing. And I do know that there are people that are like, yeah, I don't like Phil, but he doesn't preach being a racist dickbag in Pantera songs or in Down songs. Christ, all he talks about is weed. Like, can we do that? Can you guys do that?
Yeah, and no. It's weird. Because I'm not a person that has very strong beliefs on many things, because I can't be arsed with all the hassle.
I agree.
There was you're correct with the black metal shit. There's a lot of arseholes out there. A lot of them do it because they think that's going to get them a certain amount of fans that will support them. And it's like a lot of you used to get a lot of the punk bands and the hardcore bands and all that sort of thing. They used to get a lot of the skinheads going to the gigs, doing all the Seek Isles and all that sort of shit. And let's face it, you get people like Napalm Death who are obviously the opposite. They are very against all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Hence why, as I said, that Barney's very political. and he won't have any of that. That's why they did cover the Nazi Punks Fuck Off, the Dead Kennedys song, I think. Yeah. Anyway,
Yes.
so
Yes.
that's why they did a cover of that. They did the single, and they've always been very, they've always been very inclusive, I think is the word. I think last time I saw them, last year, actually with a C. And that Barney has this thing that he says, I don't care who you are, whether you're black, white, gay, trans, I don't care, as long as you're a nice person. If you're a nice person, then you're welcome to our show. We are inclusive. If you're going to be a dick, I don't care what race, personality, whatever you are, you can fuck off. And I think that's the opposite end of the spectrum. I know there's people out there that don't like that. And that's fair enough. I said, for me, I'm pretty much with Barney, to be honest. But going back to the black metal thing, for the while, I wouldn't buy any Burzum stuff. Obviously, Varg from Burzum, he's the one that killed Euronymous. And as I said, that's by the by. It's he's a murderer, whatever. Would that stop me buying his stuff? No, probably not. I wouldn't buy the latest stuff because it's shit, but that's not the point. With the first 4 albums, I only picked them up recently, and it took me a while to sort of separate the art from the artist, because he has in the past he's quite white supremacist and that song, but he kind of said he just doesn't like foreigners coming into his country, and then he left that country and moved somewhere else. But that's just, he's a weird person. I don't agree with his beliefs and him as a person. And in my head, the way I justify getting the first 4 Burzum albums, I bought them secondhand, so he wasn't getting any money. Now that was me. Obviously I might be an arsehole for that. I might not be. I don't know how people think about it, but that's how I justified it to myself, in that I wasn't funding his, because he keeps getting his YouTube channel taken off and all that sort of thing. I've never followed it. I'm not that, I wouldn't, I'm not interested. I've seen interviews and stuff for lots of black metal documentaries about the Norwegian scene and all that sort of stuff. And he just seems like an arsehole. So I don't like him as a man. But as I said, I recently picked up secondhand copies of the first 4 Burzum albums, and I showed on one of my updates, I picked up an OG copy of the Aske EP off a guy. But it was, he did move to France, which is as I said, I was chatting to the guy that I bought the Aske EP off. He was saying he worked for the company that were doing I think it's Plastic Head or whatever they're called, that were doing a lot of the later Burzum stuff once he came out of prison and moved out of Norway. And the copy that I got was actually owned by Varg himself. And when they cleared his house out, he just said, whatever you want, just get rid of it. I don't want it. I just want all my important stuff I'm taking. And this was a copy. It hasn't got a sleeve or whatever, but it's it's a piece of black metal history as far as I'm concerned, because it's on Death Like Silence, which is the original label. Now, anyway, if you know your black metal, then it's quite an important piece, because they only released so many things on that record label before Euronymous was killed by Varg and that shit. So, but I wouldn't purposely. A lot of the sketchy, dodgy sort of, as you say, the black metal bands out there, I know it's a lot of the stuff that our good friend Gordon is quite happy to buy and that sort of thing. I wouldn't buy a lot of them. If they've got swastikas on the front or the back and lots of white power stuff and all that, and that's not a thing I'm interested in. And I wouldn't like to think that I'm buying that sort of stuff to fund people to do all that kind of thing and the all that sort of thing. I'm not that kind of person. I wouldn't go out and buy all that stuff. I'm sure I've got albums that I may have bought from black metal artists that are associated with some of them, and You know, some of them might be on labels that associate with all that stuff, but I'm not aware of it. And it's, as you say, it's not on the cover. They've just got a load of fucking corpse paint on and upside down crucifixes. I'm more than happy for all that sort of shit. Obviously, you know, I'm not a religious person, and obviously all organized religions are evil as far as I'm concerned. But there you go, that's just me.
Exactly.
And that's what all the wars are about, and all the hatred. But there you go. That's why all the governments love it, because they can use it to manipulate people. Anyway, I'm getting too political, but that's my stance on it. So, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
As I said,
No,
I don't usually have a rant. I'm a very chill person. I don't have opinions. So anyway,
That's pretty much the thing. That's the one reason why, like, I just thought it was quite wild that people were kind of going on and on and on about Matt Pike is High on Fire putting into a new record. It's like you get all these people out of the woodwork, like, oh well, you listen to High on Fire shit, you're a piece of shit. And I'm like, fuck me, are we really gonna go down this road? Like, yeah, no, I'm gonna buy the High on Fire record as long as I can get it, because, you know, Church of Misery. But
yeah,
I don't, and that, again, that's the thing. I don't ever hear these messages. If they're in there, then I'll make a decision and not listen to it. So, you know what
Yeah.
facts? Yeah, exactly. That's the big thing, Raj. 100%. So that's what I'm going to take. As long as the message isn't in the songs, then we'll go from there.
Yep.
Josh, you got any thoughts on that? Because I don't think you've really listened to a lot of bands that have any weirdos that I know of. But, you know.
No, not really. That's why it was a bit difficult for me to answer this. But I'll come up with an answer. Might not be the answer, but you know, this is what I was thinking anyway. You know, okay, yes. When you think about like the art and the person that made the art, those two ideologies I can separate, because you know, you have the music and what that stands for, which for the most part has got nothing to do with the person and what the person stands for. The one example I can think of, which I have listened to and I do enjoy, is Dissection. You know, I can listen to Dissection and enjoy the music for what it is, because it is really good music. I never really thought about, you know, the main guy behind that band and what he did whilst listening to the music. You know, I can kind of separate it. I mean, you can say that's probably not great, but you know, the way I can see it is that, you know, that person in Dissection, I don't know his name, I can't remember his name, but you know, Johnny will know the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
What he got accused of and what he got, sentenced for.
Yeah, and spent time in prison for. Yeah. There's also you've got you also got is it the drummer from Emperor as well? I think that he was I think he had a bit of a prison sentence, if I remember correctly. But I've still got the Emperor albums, so yeah, it's but as you say, unless it's
Faust.
Yeah. Unless it's been pushed in the music, then I can separate it. For majority of the time, it depends. I guess it depends what they've done. A lot of the time.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say, because it's like the person. This is how I was thinking of it. You know, like the person who wrote the music has done bad stuff, but in terms of the songwriting, you know, the songwriting is really good, and there's nothing in the music that comes across that person is bad. Basically, that's what I can say. Because as I said before, like I haven't listened to a lot of. I mean, I have listened to some black metal, but in terms of the artists doing bad stuff, I it doesn't really put me off trying out their music if it's good. If it's bad, I'll be like, yeah, the music's bad,
Anyway, that's
and the
that's your guy from Dissection.
Yes.
okay, yeah, yeah,
That's him.
John. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yep, he's the not a nice person. But
Yeah.
as you say,
That's a great record.
And it is a great record, yeah. And I got the Somber Lane as well. So
Yeah, it's that's the thing for me. It doesn't. If the music's really good, it doesn't put me off listening to that band, even if they have someone in there who, is not a bad, who is a bad person and who's done bad stuff. Sometimes I'll read up on what the person has done and think, oh shit, that's bad, But for me, it doesn't ruin the listening experience if I'm sitting there listening to the album and going, damn, this is a really good album, or it's just it's a very it's a difficult kind of subject, isn't it? Really, but that's the thing. Most of the time, you don't, or sometimes you don't see that side in the person through the music. Sometimes, like as Johnny said, sometimes you do, and personally, would I listen to something like that, which is clearly, pushing a very strong agenda against something? Probably not. I don't know, but I'd at least give the music a go. And if I thought the music was shite, I'd be like, nah, I'm not bothered about that. But I'm just going to say this at the end here, that I totally understand someone not even wanting to try any music by someone that has been, convicted of bad stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. To be honest, like I was thinking about this, is like there is no right answer with it really, because some people are going to have different view on it than others, and there's nothing really you can say about that. If someone wants to listen to something that is neo-Nazi, then what can I do? I'm not there's nothing I can do about it. Like I don't have to listen to it if I don't want to. There's no real right or wrong answer, I don't think.
It's freedom of speech as well, but it's also, as I said, you just boycott it by not buying it, don't you? That's your. It's all personal choice, isn't it? Personal decision.
Yes.
It's your own moral compass or whatever you call it. So yeah,
that's exactly it. Yep, 100%.
Go.
Yeah, like them Dissection albums, I think they're great, but I'm not sure if I'd buy them. I've listened to them on Spotify, but whether I'd actually spend my money on them.
Well, there's nothing in there that's pushing any of that sort of stuff. It's just the same as any. It's all about frost and winter and that sort of thing. You look at the lyrics and there's no agenda in them. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy to buy them. Got this one.
Yeah, I agree.
For me, anyway. There we go. There's the Somber Lane as well. Have you seen this? The pop-up cover. Look at this. Obviously, the front cover, and then it's got
Ooh, that's quite cool.
That is cool.
It's very childish. I've got a Twisted Sister come out and play, which has got a cover with a as well, but with it's got the manhole cover, and you pop it up, and it's got Dee Snider that, which is great.
Yeah.
Probably the best stuff. But yeah, this is it's a remastered one, but it's on horrible splatter vinyl. Doesn't even go with the album cover. Look at that.
That is odd. Very weird.
Hey, thanks, Simon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, something popped up.
Right, always. Listen, I have a little question before we call it a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything more? I could do with a piss. I know that. Plus,
Yeah, so can I. So I'll make it real quick. Make it real quick. Other than vinyl, which physical media would you prefer to buy, CD or tape?
CD.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I figured.
I've got a lot of tapes. CDs are great because you can listen to a whole album in one go and not have to turn it over or whatever. And being a lazy person, as you probably guessed by now,
that's
I can't
fine.
with it. And they last longer. Tapes do break. I have had cassettes break on me, quite a few of them, and it's heartbreaking, if I'm honest. So
I can imagine.
Luckily, that tape player that I had off my mum, she didn't want it anymore, so that's great. That's what's hooked up to me. Backup player. But yeah, that's great. But I prefer CDs, to be honest. But I love a vinyl, but occasionally there's times where I just want to sit down, whack a CD on there and just listen to the whole album. And I know the tapes. I got stacks of bloody tapes. That this is the next video. My next video is going to be all these cassettes that I've just had in the last couple of weeks or whatever that I want to show off. But yeah, I know I have a problem, collector scum, and they're only cheap. They're less than 10 quid for the cassette, and CDs are usually about 15 or something like that, so they're more expensive. But I prefer CD.
Okay.
Yeah, they are a pain, and there's especially some of them. You don't get a lot on them. You can set that thing does turn the tape over once, so you can get the two sides. But it's getting weirdly when you put it in, it's because it does both sides. You don't always get it right, and I can't be asked for that. I just want to put my CD in, get me the remote control, go play, job done, and that's what I want to do because I'm a lazy person.
Yeah,
you got
Josh.
I presume you don't own it. You only own like one tape, don't you, Josh?
I haven't got any tapes, to be honest. Nah, as a 23-year-old in the 21st century, I just do not see the point in cassette tapes. don't get it. It's just I'm much better off with my CDs because they're just easy. They're nice and easy. They're cheap as well. I just think CDs are better, to be honest. But there's nothing to say that in the future I might do vinyls potentially.
Ooh.
No.
I mean, I could, I was thinking about it the other day because going back to Bolt Thrower again, the debut Bolt Thrower album is on vinyl. It's really cheap, but on CD, it's impossible to find it, or for a decent price.
Yeah, they don't bring that one out much, do they? It's not been the issue, but here they issue it quite a lot on vinyl. That's why you can pick up in Battle There's No Law. Yeah, you can pick that up on vinyl easy. But as you say, they haven't really released it on CD. It's one of the ones they don't release much on CD. So you have to get an OG copy or one that came out 1990 or something like that, and they're all fucking expensive. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Pretty much the reason why I asked that question is because while we were at Jam last night, we were just kind of chatting, and then Roy mentioned the whole fact of, hey, we're gonna, the EP, we're gonna put it out on physical, and then I'm like, okay, well that's good because we get the money to do it, and I'm like, fuck, should we do tapes? Only because I'm a nerd and I like the whole tape sort of thing, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably a better idea to put it out on CD, which is essentially what we're gonna do.
Mm.
Funny enough, tapes are actually like about $10 more expensive, which makes no fucking sense to me, but whatever. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the EP out on CD and then go from there. So yeah.
Yeah, I think Chris was saying, Chris from Green Saber, when he brought out this Close Blood thing, they were looking at cassettes, but they were really expensive, as you say. CDs, just easy for them to put this out on CD. He would have loved to have done a cassette, he was saying, but too expensive. And vinyl was more expensive again, obviously. So
yeah. Well, yeah, that just makes it easier then.
Cool.
All right.
There's your answer.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I think that
Yeah,
went
I
all
was
right.
going to say on Amazon that the first Bolt Thrower album, In Battle There's No Law, it's like 23 quid or something, the vinyl. And I'm kind of thinking maybe my future self might thank me for buying that. if I brought that now, especially if I do get into vinyl like in the future, you know.
Well, I presume you've got your mum and dad stuff you can play as well, can't you?
Yeah.
You know that you've obviously showed off there. You've showed their stuff off, haven't you? There's some good stuff there. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're all in pretty good condition. You know, they're all safely locked away, and that's basically with a pretty big collection there to sort of start with. So, yeah, one day, to be honest, we just don't have the space in this house to have a proper setup. You know, it's just we just haven't got the space to put it anywhere and use it, which is a shame. But maybe in the future I might have a better space to actually put a record player and the big speakers and everything, have a proper setup. Might be able to do it one day, but at the minute, it's just easier for me to get CDs. But okay. I think that's a pretty good way to wrap up. Again, we've done two like spontaneous topics that just created topics. That's how we roll now. Maybe for the next one we should just do random stuff like we did for the first one.
What you mean, like all my videos?
You pretty much, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Bye, Roger. Yeah, I think we're going to call it a night there. We've been going for 2 hours 22. That's not bad.
Yep. Yeah, not bad at all, boys.
Yeah.
Maybe my phone will work next time, but I doubt it.
Well, we hope so. If you
this
can get it to work, you won't be doing many other videos, will you?
No, that's right. Fucking hell.
All
right, lads. Well, that was lovely. Have a lovely evening, guys. We'll see you later.
See you, Simon.
Yeah.
Bye. See you guys.
Awesome.
Thanks
Everyone,
for watching.
Cheers for watching. Yep.